Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Sport Trek. Today I am here with none other than Man City Unplugged Mohan. Mohan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to our channel, brother. Mohan, after so many days, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. After City have won the treble, and it's a great pleasure to be on your channel.
Arey, it's our pleasure, Mohan. It's our pleasure. Always our pleasure, bhai. And I just want to say you something. The first time you came to my channel, and that day was
Inter Milan versus
Inter
AC
Milan
Milan.
versus City. And now City own everything. City has all the treble. I think deserve to win that. Pep
Yeah, I think
Guardiola
it's a good
third
luck
UCL
charm.
after Pep Guardiola's third UCL after winning two consecutive UCL with Barcelona. I think after a lot of days, he proved that he is the GOAT manager. By the way, today, guys, discussion as you now seeing it on the screen that it will be a transfer talk. So what's happening in the world of transfer market? So Mohan, are you ready, man?
Yeah. Good to
I
go.
think
There's a
nobody.
lot to be excited about the transfer
Lord,
window.
Lord, I have a lot to be. I have a lot of questions to ask you, man. I have a lot of questions. I prepared it. I have a lot of
Yeah,
questions to ask you. So, guys, I think nobody better than Mohan can answer these questions. So, guys, those who are watching Sports Break, kindly subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon. And now, the first question to you, Mohan, is on La Liga. Oh, yeah, La Liga and Premier League combined. So, this question will be a combo of La Liga and Premier League. So, first question, the first topic of the discussion is Gundogan. So, Mohan, just want to ask you a question that Gundogan, I think he rejected 2 years contract extension of Man City, and now he just arrived at Barcelona. So, do you think that he will fit 100% in our team, and how will he get fit in our team? What will be Xavi's tactical management with him, and who will City choose? Who will replace Gundogan in Manchester City?
very interesting couple of questions, I should say. First thing about this transfer is that I'm happy he went to Barcelona because the worst thing could have been him going to Arsenal. I cannot imagine a treble winning captain us competing with that treble winning captain next season. That's one of our nightmares. So I'm happy he went to Barcelona. And just before I come on to your questions about the contract extension thing, I think Gundogan knew even if he accepted the contract at City, his role would have been limited this season. Because generally, if you're over 32, 33, your role at City is of allowing the young players to transition into the team. You look at what happened to Riyad Mahrez. He wasn't featuring in matches. Cole Palmer was getting the nod a bit ahead of him. I think Pep actually uh, thought of having Gundogan help James McAtee transition into the team. So I think Gundogan made
Correct.
this choice. I want to play a crucial role. I want a new challenge, not a transition role. And that's why I went to Barcelona. With Barcelona, it's actually interesting how we'll fit into the system because you guys have not got a pivot, right? You have not signed the replacement of Busquets yet, right? If I'm not wrong.
Not yet, because I was just looking for just 1 month ago. I thought that Zubi will be the perfect replacement of Busquets because he can defend well. He has a nice defensive awareness, and I never wanted Ruben Neves
Yeah.
of Wolverhampton in my team. I never, matlab, I didn't wanted a player like Ruben Neves, but I was just looking for Zubi. But you know better, Zubi didn't want to come. He didn't showed any interest in our club. So yeah, what's the matter? So we didn't find any replacement of Busquets. In short,
Yeah, and Zubimendi was also expensive, right? He was
very
his
expensive,
price
very
was
expensive. This time I think it will be
expensive.
very
Yeah,
hard for Barcelona to sign him.
yeah, hard for Barcelona to sign. I actually think this could be a bit controversial, but I think Gundogan can play as a single pivot in most of the games. I think this season in La Liga because
The
it's
thing
not
is that
as
I want him
physical.
to play in a single pivot because, as you know, that Frankie De Jong is very poor in single pivot. He cannot play in
Yeah,
single pivot. So I want Gundogan to play in that position.
Yeah, Gundogan can play in single pivot because La Liga is not as physical as the Premier League. I mean, each league has its own set of special qualities, right? The quality of
Correct.
La Liga is passing, the quality of La Liga is tactical awareness, its movement and all. It is unlike the Premier League. So I think Gundogan having gained the qualities of even the how to face the physicality and stuff. Playing in a single pivot, he played in single pivot for City many times this season, previous season as well. There was a season, I think 2 seasons back, Fernandinho injured, Rodri was playing centre back because we did not have centre backs. Gundogan played single pivot in many crucial games.
Many crucial
So,
games.
games, yeah, I think Gundogan can play center single pivot. That is the plan with Xavi. I think looking at La Liga, the structure, the great defense you have. I think four absolutely beast of 1v1 defenders. So I think you
Correct,
can
correct.
play Gundogan as single pivot. I think that will be
To all the
Xavi's.
Arsenal fans, don't get offended. I think Mohan is a very truthful person. I like him a lot because what comes to his mind, he just tells that thing. And as a panelist and as a pundit, football pundit, I think this is the excellent, or rather, this is the most important characteristic that I like about him. This trait about Mohan of telling the truth is the thing that I admire and respect. Now I will just come to Frankie De Jong. Mohan, because this episode will be very short. And thanks for coming, to my channel again. A big thanks to you. Now we'll come to Frankie De Jong. Bhai, what do you think about Frankie De Jong? Will he leave Barcelona and join Man City for
You know
90 million?
when the notification popped up on my mobile, De Jong to City, I was like, gone. Premier League is over. Bust. If this transfer is done, it's done. No one is going to win any cup from us because you just imagine Rodri, Frankie De Jong, Kovacic, De Bruyne. Who the hell is going to take the ball from us, man? They will have to get another football to play for themselves. It's impossible.
Unbeatable. Really, Man City will be an unbeatable team. But it's very hard that we cannot play without Frankie De Jong. He's the most crucial player we have.
Yeah.
Think about it. Nobody is ready to purchase. Nobody is ready to buy Ansu Fati. Nobody, and Rafinha will not leave the club. Xavi don't want Dembele to leave it. So from where will we get money? And now, if a club like us gets 90 million, I don't know. I think a lot of fans are very offended, and they are very offended, Sanjeev, that they told me that if Frankie De Jong leaves the club, I will stop supporting Barcelona. By the way, I I just want to stay away from the Frankie De Jong controversy. But the third question, which is very controversial, guys.
Yeah.
The third question is Declan Rice. Oh my God, Arsenal finally, Arsenal won the race in by Declan Rice, and I think Romano that did tweeted that his father told Rice that don't join City. It's a plastic club. It has a lot of plastic fan base. I should, by the way, I shouldn't discuss these things. But I think I should tell the truth because I believe in saying the truth. Romano tweeted that day. And what do you think about this? That I'm not asking you questions about his father's comments because everybody has their individual perspective and perception. So I'm just asking that what will Rice do by going into Arsenal? Seriously, Declan Rice to Arsenal?
See, there are many hypocrites in football, and looking at the statement, Declan Rice's father should be at the top of that list. If City would have bloody bid 110 million pounds, Declan Rice would be coming to City, and his father would be speaking about him not going to Bottlers, Arsenal. So, is Declan Rice, along with Arsenal next season, is going to perform one of the best bottle jobs in the entire history of football next season. I mean, Arsenal, what was Declan Rice father talking about? They came second in a one-horse race in the title race against Leicester. They
And
came
that's
second
really
in a
important.
one-horse race. They
Yes,
came
yes,
second in
yes,
a
of course.
one-horse race last season,
Last
248
season.
days, top of the Premier League. He had a 10-point lead at
I
March.
think Arteta has some plans with Declan Rice or what?
Arteta was, I don't know, Arteta was talking with Declan Rice from January, I think. And still, they feared at the end the bid. If City would have bid 110, I think it's done. If City would have offered Calvin Phillips along with 70 million to Declan Rice of West Ham, done. Declan Rice would have never gone to Arsenal. Arsenal fans are thinking they won the transfer battle with Declan Rice. You did not win. You were on the verge of losing a one-horse race again. I don't know how these Arsenal keep on losing one-horse races.
I know
They
about
were
that day,
close.
like Gabriel Jesus. You remember Gabriel Jesus? You were telling me at the evening that
Yeah,
Gabriel Jesus he did some trash talks
Gabriel
against Pep.
Jesus. Yeah, he told that he left Man City because Pep did not start him against in a Champions League match against PSG, and he started Zinchenko instead. If Gabriel Jesus would have
Yes,
used his brain, if he would have used his
yes.
brain and seen some
The
past
relations between
highlights,
City and Arsenal, the relations between City and Arsenal has just now becoming a relation between Ravana and Vibhishana. Those who
yeah.
doesn't know Indian mythology, I'm really very sorry about that. But this is happening,
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, I mean that bloody Gabriel Jesus should go in front of the mirror and look at his face. I mean, he missed so many open goals, and he's still talking about why Pep Guardiola
Lot of
doesn't
open
start him as
goals,
a
and that's
striker.
lot of crucial matches. I think you all got a upgraded version, Haaland, in place of him. I think that's good for City. He missed a lot of open goals and a lot of crucial matches, I must say. Lot of crucial matches.
Real Madrid, last season, Real Madrid, City should have been 6-0 up in the first leg. Match should have been done. Because of that bloody Gabriel Jesus, we dropped the entire leg.
You
If you
know,
look at the statistics,
I used to get very excited when you talk about first leg because I have a very poor experience of having a lead of 4 goals in the first leg. And if I don't want to talk about that trash team. I don't want to talk about that season. I don't want to talk about because from that game, Barcelona's downfall was, I think, to another level. By the way, I'm now coming to Kovacic. Man, his last season with Chelsea was terrific. By the way, those who are Chelsea fans, I'm really very sorry, but I just want to ask you something rather. What will be his role in Chelsea? What will be his role in Chelsea? How will Pep uh, make a nice game with that guy?
you mean at City,
Of
right?
course,
Kovacic's role at City. Yeah, see, people are thinking, a lot of my friends as well, they've been asking me, is Kovacic the replacement for Gundogan? Because both are different players, right? But if
both
you
are
go
different
back,
players.
both are completely, but if you go back into the history of City, David Silva, is there any replacement? No, he went in 2018. Fernandinho, no like for like replacement. Kun Aguero, Haaland, a different kind of striker to Aguero. Pep does not replace like for like players because Pep always wants to evolve. When a
Yes.
big legend or a big player goes, what Pep sees is how can I move to a new style of play
I
now?
would,
What kind of player
I
can I
just
bring in?
Yes, I just want to say you something. I think I know Mohan, and I know that he's a proper and he's a diehard fan of Man City. But the new fans, just created 2 or 3 years ago, a lot of Man City fans are posting that yes, they just uploaded the video of Pep where Pep was saying that Aguero cannot be replaced, and they just uploaded the picture of Haaland just after that, and he said, Pep, you are a liar. Haaland is much more better than Aguero. How can you compare Haaland with Aguero? Both are different players, both have different traits.
Yeah, both have different traits. Aguero, for example, could come inside, could drop into that hole. His ball playing ability, his technical ability, the way he moves in tiny spaces. He's a low center of gravity player. Haaland is a beast. You just can't compare. It's as good as comparing Zlatan Ibrahimovic with Lionel Messi. It's no comparison, right? Both are different kind
You
of
can't
players.
compare.
You can't even compare. Both are different kind of players. I know Messi is a legend, but just for comparison, both are different kind of players. So
Zlatan is
yeah,
also a legend. Yesterday, I was telling you that Zlatan is also one of my topmost three.
yeah, top
He,
players. Yeah,
he is the topmost three strikers in the world to me. And now after Kovacic, I will just go to Guardiola. The most, matlab, this I think this news is just spreading like a fire.
yeah.
Guardiola. What's your plan with Guardiola? What's City's plan with Guardiola? Pep's plan with Guardiola?
I mean, this signing of Josko Guardiola, which I'm confident will be done. Everybody wants it to be done. I mean, once the signing is done, it will
Take it
signify
that is 90% done.
yeah,
Take it
ninety
from me,
percent
it is
done.
90% done.
Yeah, it's just 10 million euros apart there in the fee, which will be sorted out. But I think this signing will send a message to the entire European football that Pep Guardiola is again ahead of everybody else. When you see
Yes,
Mikel
of course. I
Arteta,
agree. I agree.
when
I agree.
when you see Mikel Arteta, when you see Ten Hag, even Eddie Howe to an extent, and all of these managers, they're still playing fullbacks coming in right now. Gabriel Jesus, for example, Arteta dropping in. Pep has moved away from that system. No fullbacks. Now, after 2-3 years, when your Artetas and all will adapt to this system, Pep will bring another system. That is the greatness of Pep. People say, how? people say this guy only wins because he's a checkbook manager. He has a lot of money, this and that. Money can't buy you this. Money can't buy you this tactical awareness. Money
There's a
can't buy
problem
you.
that Man City won because of this oil money and something like this. But
Yeah,
I think Chelsea has also spent a lot of money. They have spent 80 millions on Fofana. They have spent a lot of money on money can't buy you
yeah,
Champion
yeah,
League. Money can
yeah,
buy you
yeah.
EPL.
Yeah, Anurag, you tell me, February the 1st, Joao Cancelo is sent to Bayern. We are left with Walker almost injured. We are left with no fullbacks. Even if I give Pep
Hmm.
Guardiola $1 billion or any other coach $1 billion apart from Pep Guardiola, could he have from that point won City in
No,
a
no, no,
Champions League?
no,
No
no, no.
chance.
I don't think
It,
so.
it,
I don't think
it,
so.
it, it
In this way,
requires
he's great.
it requires great courage to abandon an entire system with which you have been playing for the last 4 or 5 years and bring in a new system based on center backs, which was not even
Lot
your
of people,
original
lot of people,
philosophy.
lot of people. Lot
He's
of
moved
people
away from
criticize Pep. Hmm.
he's moved away
Lot of
from his
people
own
criticize Pep.
philosophy, right? He's moved away
Hmm.
from his own philosophy, right? Just imagine moving
Hmm.
away from your
Hmm.
own philosophy is so hard. What you believed in is so hard. Center
Correct.
backs,
Correct.
compact, tight. We will draw 1-1 at Tabelex in Champions League and come back home. You have always seen Pep want to dominate opponents. Pep this season in the Champions League, respect to opponents where they deserve it, and then dominate when we are given a chance. Complete. This is what Pep Guardiola is. This is the power of Pep Guardiola, the greatest
Massive perception,
footballer
I
in
think.
football.
Massive perception of Pep Guardiola, and he has a power of forcing everything. So I think a lot of people criticize Pep Guardiola after he left Barcelona. And they used to tell that, "यार team तो अच्छा था Barcelona का. Barcelona has fantastic team with Xavi, Iniesta, Lionel Messi. Everybody was fantastic, and Pep doesn't have to put any other effort, much more effort in winning UCLs. But after winning this UCL, and I remember after they got defeated against Chelsea in 2021, they criticized Pep like anything, but he proved it after winning the treble. Money can't buy you trophies, man. Money can't buy you trophies. Either money can buy you trophies, it will have been Chelsea or PSG. PSG could have won the
PSG
Champions League.
Champions League. Mbappe, Neymar, Hakimi, you name it, all the players. Still, they didn't win the Champions League because you know what money can't buy? Money can't buy the team spirit, that bonding. You know, in tough moments in Champions League, when you have to sit back and
Correct.
suffer, when you have to put your body on the line. How Ruben Diaz blocked that shot from Musiala in Bayern Munich leg. I mean, money can't buy you that bonding and team spirit. That is what is required to win big competitions. Team spirit.
Very correct. And now, yeah, what do you think about Messi? He didn't came to Barcelona. He moved to MLS.
I mean, I would really love Messi to have his last swang song at Barcelona before he moves
In an
away to
interview, he
MLS.
told that I don't want to get humiliated. What I've got, I don't want to get again humiliation from Barcelona.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to get humiliated again and again and again. I think he moved to America. I think their culture also very much similar in America, in
yeah.
Miami and the South
Yeah,
American
Miami.
Latino culture.
Yeah, there's a lot of Latino community over there.
I
That
don't
is
know
true.
why anybody is not asking you about this, or anybody is not discussing about this. Or I have seen all the other Man City YouTubers, content creators. I think City need to sign a very good winger because I think Walker. I think City needs a winger this time. So what do you think about
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I mean, City are actually in the market for a winger. You know, the rumors that have come is, I think you might know this guy, Rodrigo Reclaim. I think he played
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Girona on last season. He's from Atletico Madrid. You know,
yeah.
Atletico Madrid, his release clause is 60 million. City bid 15 million, 1-5. And still people talk about money. City always set a price. When we don't get the player at that price, we move away. Not like Manchester United. Go and pay 80 million for Anthony. When he played, he is not even
Ah,
worth
correct.
40 million. 80 million for Anthony is too much. But
Only
yeah,
last signing I liked about Manchester United. Only they signed Casemiro, and rather than him, no other signing attracted me. और यार वो बात होता है ना कि यार क्या कमाल का signing किया उन लोगों ने. But I think except Casemiro signing,
yeah,
any other
there's
signing, you know.
no, there's nothing.
So
If they would not have signed Casemiro, they would have been fighting with Chelsea for who will finish in the bottom of the table. The team was so bad. Casemiro
correct.
held it on his own.
Now, what do you think about Mbappe? Now I'll come to Mbappe. Something to La Liga. Yeah, what do you think about Mbappe? Will he come to Real Madrid? And if he comes to Real Madrid, is there any chance of Vinicius Junior leaving the club?
I personally, if you ask me, I don't see Vinicius Junior leaving the club, and I think Mbappe to Real Madrid is more closer than what people are thinking. It could actually materialize this season. I know I won't say 100%, not even 50%, but somehow with my perception, I feel Mbappe could go to Real Madrid this season. I know it's difficult financially, but he could. You know, you get those vibes
I'm
sometimes.
just
Yeah,
I'm just thinking about Real Madrid's team. It will be Mbappe on left wing. There will be Vinicius Junior, here Rodrigo. पीछे in the midfield there's Bellingham. उसके पीछे
yeah,
Rudiger. उसके पीछे Courtois. I think यार it's now Barcelona. भाई it's very hard to win the La Liga this time यार. It's very hard to win the La Liga. I think they're creating a मतलब Galacticos वो जो होता है ना वो team वाला. भाई I think they're
you know.
creating something very massive.
I actually think when you look at these teams in the paper, you would think that it's impossible to win against them. But football has always taught us that I mean, trophies are not won on paper. Football matches are not won on paper. So
Ah,
Real Madrid, there could
example
be
Jamie Vardy
great,
from Leicester City. Jamie
yeah,
Vardy,
this.
Leicester City.
Yeah, Leicester City. There could be, huge Galactico signings there. Bellingham, Mbappe could come. But what about the egos? How does Carlo Ancelotti, if he's the manager, manage all of those egos? Do you think Mbappe will pass if Vinicius Junior is
I
free?
think their
He
problem
doesn't, right?
was uske PR teams ke nakhre, the Mbappe's PR teams tantrums and other things. I think
Yeah, yeah,
he's not fit to join any club. I think I especially like uske PR teams ke nakhre and something like this trolls.
yeah.
I think if Real Madrid can handle it, they should take him. And what about Neymar? By the way, what about Neymar?
Yeah, I mean, just a bit before I come to Neymar about this Real Madrid thing. I know you being a Barcelona fan, you're fearing how the team could be if Mbappe joins. But if you see Real Madrid's Galacticos teams in the history and all of those things, they haven't won much. If you see, they haven't won much because it's always the clash of egos. And you see the successful teams in history who have won Champions
Previously,
League.
previously also they have created just 10 to 15 years ago they have created some beast teams like with Zidane, with Michael Owen, with Roberto Carlos, with David Beckham. They have also with Figo, Louis Figo. They have also created a beast team right at that time, but they haven't won anything with that
Yeah.
beast team. They haven't done anything. So I think yeah, you are partially correct. I think you are very much correct. But I think it gives me anxiety when I think about it that Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, and Rodrigo. I think this is something. Their attack will be just like my heaven,
No,
right?
no, no.
Heaven for them.
It's a simple
Help on me.
situation.
Help on me.
Mbappe is running with the ball and Vinicius is free. Mbappe will want to go one on one and hit the goal. He will never pass. Mbappe will never pass, and
And
that
Real
attitude
Madrid
will.
has also signed Arda Güler. And everybody is now trolling Barcelona. Real Madrid has also signed Arda Güler. What will Real Madrid do with Arda Güler?
Yeah, I mean, let them sign anyone. I think it's a backup. Probably if one of their other midfielders gets injured, like Camavinga is a bit injury prone. I think Suamini also has had his injury issues, so I think he'll play there. But I think one thing about Real Madrid team is, if I was in your position, I would not be fearing it because team spirit. It's difficult to generate that team spirit, and I don't think with these many big signings in the first season, especially, there will not be any team spirit. It's very difficult. You don't have to worry about Real Madrid doing anything in La Liga next season. Even in the Champions League, do you think all of these will come back and defend in the Champions League? All these Real Madrid Galacticos? Not a
No,
chance.
I don't.
Not a
I don't.
chance. Not a chance. That
Now,
is the
a
thing.
question that I was asking you for a long time, even in phone calls, and a lot of people used to ask me, subscribers of Sport Freak,
Yeah.
what's about Neymar? What will be his next move?
It's interesting. There have
Hearing
been
rumors
rumors.
about Manchester United buying him, or hearing
Chelsea.
rumors that he will get back to Barcelona.
Yeah, this Chelsea. And whenever these kind of rumors come which are not true, the thing is, Neymar's agent is trying to create demand for him. No one actually wants him. That's the truth, I think now.
Who will want a 30 years old guy? Who will want a 30 years old guy?
And I
But
mean,
Harry Kane is
it's
30
fine.
years old, but he has a huge demand in the market.
Yeah, he has huge demand in the market, and he spent most of his time in PSG partying, right? He didn't do anything about football and stuff. Doesn't have a good work ethic, and I mean, he had a good work ethic, but after his time at PSG and stuff, no good work ethic. I think he'll go to Saudi for an insane amount of money. Saudi is the place for
So
him.
Neymar's future is in Saudi.
I feel it's in Saudi or the MLS.
But
I
there are
think
rumors. But there are some rumors that he wants to get back into Barcelona. But I think Barcelona. How can Barcelona afford this? His,
yeah, they
matlab,
can't.
his
They can't.
wages.
They can't. The only thing about Saudi, he can't go to Saudi is I don't think he'll have the party scene like he had in France, Paris, and Saudi. So you might not go there. That is impossible. That leaves
I know
MLS.
that. I know the next question which I will ask you will feel very uncomfortable because you don't want to predict something. I think you hate prediction. But I
Yeah.
just want to ask you a question. Do you think that City can win the treble again? Not treble, can win the Premier League again? Because as Pep is expert in winning the Premier League, and he already told it in an interview with to Mika Richards or I think through Kate Abdo and to Gallagher that he is an expert in winning the or to Henry. He is expert in winning the Premier League. He confessed it, and I think it's very much true. And what do you think about the UCL? Can Man City win the UCL again? That's a very hot question. What do you think? I don't want you to predict.
No, I mean, in any case, I'm not gonna give you my predictions because I don't predict. But before every season, when I ask myself this question, you know what I tell to myself? What I want from City is leave your everything on the field, compete till the last second, and after you have done that, it doesn't matter, because sometimes in UCL or in Premier League, the other team might play exceptionally well. You might have injuries. The other team, you could play very well, but the other team could be superb. Things can happen in football, but what you can do is just give it your 100%, give it your all. That's the only
Give your
thing I ask
100%.
of City in every competition. Give it your all because it would be disrespectful for me for the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, or even Newcastle, for example, to tell that City will win the Champions League, UCL, and all of that. It's that's not football. That's not our game is played, right? Because that is what makes sport so interesting. It is an adventure into the unknown. Sport is an adventure into the unknown. That is why
That's not
it's
made. That's not yet to make some of the leagues in the world
yeah.
to be not called as a formal league. Because if you ask me who will win the Bundesliga next year, I will always say it will be the Bayern Munich.
Right.
So I
Right.
think this what other leagues in the world. There's the difference between the Bundesliga and other leagues. The day I
Yeah.
saw Marco Reus crying, the day I thought and I told myself that I will stop watching Bundesliga because this is the definition of Farmers League, man. If you search Farmers League definition in Oxford Dictionary, you will get the name of Bundesliga. I think. So I think now the last question, I think the most awaited question, I think, for especially for the Chelsea fans, what do you think about Caicedo? Will another club take it away from Chelsea? And do you think that 80 to 120 million is worth or justified for his kind of a player?
I mean, actually surprised that they're quoting 80, 100, all of those price tags for Casido
Me too.
because it's not even an English player. If it's Declan Rice or a Jack Grealish and they're telling 100, it's fine because they have to pay the British tax. You see, whenever a player has a British passport, he's charged, British tax, 30, 40 million extra. So I think Casido doesn't have that. But then Brighton are in a strong position. They don't have to sell, right? They've already sold McAllister. So they don't
I can say.
Trossard went to Arsenal. They don't need to sell.
That's true, 35 million. Nobody even मतलब किसी को भनक भी नहीं था. Nobody knew it that McAllister can be sold for 35 million. Release.
35 million release clause. Yeah, I think he wanted to go to Liverpool. That's why the agent informed Liverpool of the release clause. Otherwise, no one knew.
किसी को
But
पता भी नहीं था कि
Casido,
McAllister को release for 35 million है. Suddenly. Yeah,
yeah,
suddenly it happened. So do you think that Chelsea, Caicedo will go to Chelsea?
yeah, I think it's almost a done deal because no other team has the appetite to pay that much. See, United don't have money. They're almost on the verge of being broke. They can't even. They are bargaining for Mason Mount for £5 million here and there.
Chelsea has now become a team of 20 to 25 years old guys. Their
Yeah,
leadership qualities, I think who you see as a leader in Chelsea's team in this below 25 years old team.
I think Enzo Fernandez is a leader. I think Enzo
But Enzo
Fernandez.
Fernandez is very new, just joined Chelsea few months ago.
Yeah, I think it depends. Some players take time to adapt into the dressing room. This was what City players were telling about Ruben Diaz. The moment he came into the dressing room, they were telling you knew that there was a person with a presence. There was a person who could, lead you
Vibe,
in
vibe,
moments. While
gravity of that person.
you have that with leaders. Leaders don't always have to shout. They
Leaders
have
have
it.
some leadership qualities. I also agree
Yeah.
with you on this. So guys, that's a pack up time, guys. So guys, go and subscribe Man City Unplugged. Go and subscribe Mohan's channel, and you can also visit his blog, the Man City Unplugged one. So guys, I will provide the link in the description of the YouTube channel. So guys, Mohan, thanks for coming to my channel. I think bye. We will do so regularly. This is just the episode one. I think a lot of episodes are there for you guys, which will come very soon. So guys, that's all for today. So, guys, thanks. Good night. Bye bye. That's all for today.
See you
Subscribe,
guys.
share, and hit the bell icon. And
Yeah.
meet you soon. Very soon.
See you.
Bye bye.